All right, mission impossible. Mission I'm possible. Everything is a trick of language, seriously. Think about it. Mission impossible. It really says mission I am possible. I'm possible. So, save that one, upload it, and I'm just going to keep flowing after I get a drink. See, Kelly. See, I'm in the game, right? I'm in the game for my whole life. Like by the time I meet you, I'm playing. I'm not able to be this guy. Like to be the guy that knows what it's like to not have hockey matter. I wouldn't have been able to be the man that you're looking for either, because, I'm already looking to assassinate the hockey guy character. The image of watching these guys do this and thinking that it's okay. But I can't say, hey, that's not okay, man. Then I'm fighting with them. Then I can't get in my name in the lights. So I'm playing the game. In order to establish myself, to allow them to shine their true colors. And as the pieces play out now, because I'm the rising star, the one that's ethically still here, now it shines and now it showers. That's the crown chakra rising. Boom, now it opens and showers. So me meeting you, okay, we're two Merkabas coming together. We activate each other. The city is unconsciously entrained by our light because we're the virgins, right? I'm not the guy that's going around banging broads, okay? Pretty much 70% of the team is doing that. 60, 70% of the team. No, I'd say 70%. There's 7 guys, that aren't doing that. But you see, their story never gets told, you know what I mean? So I'm just one of those guys, but I'm I put on the image that I'm one of the other guys. That's way I can build up a rep. Because that's what people are unconsciously, the face matters. It doesn't matter, it's what they think about the face. It could be anything. That's why I had to let y'all perceive whatever you wanted to perceive. Because if I put out the image of a knight that, it's fucking, begging, and shit, because that's not this is not what I'm trying to do to assassinate my character. I'm not assassinating my character like that. If you have the awareness to come talk to me about it, what's going on? I thought we talked about this, Drew. I thought we talked about not to be friggin' kissing out in public, and getting seen. And I'm now I can explain my thinking process with you of how I went somewhere to try and not get seen, and we don't even talk about it, literally fucking nothing, I mean, I don't know how the Cancun thing plays in because I was gonna be telling you about that. It wasn't I wasn't but then that event just got me off the hook, so it was easier for me to think oh, now I don't have to go through that. It's wait a minute, maybe that's why it happens, because I'm not even approaching it properly in the first place. But remember, I'm fucking stuck in the energy of the fucking boys. Like, we win, who cares? Like, I need that to fucking go higher. Like, I'm not like winning it's over. I'm like winning it's just beginning. Like, so like I need fucking boys club, you know what I mean? So boom, I got something for years and years and years that I got over everyone. Like, that's the fucking shit that I needed. Because that's what's giving me, now I return. I can heal the whole community with my story. Like, you know, it doesn't matter. Now us together is just like really, you know. You know, what do I do? Just fucking run away, like never go back. Like, how does that even happen? Like, you know, I'm Canadian. Like, I'm not even. It's not like I'm only American. Like Shrimpy, it's easy for him to run away, never come back. He's American. Like, same with Fritchie. Same with Coleman. But if you look at the influential fucking pieces of that team, I'll tell you who they are. You got Savret. You got Mathot. Actually, you got Rodney. Rodney is probably a freaking huge influence there. So you got Rodney, Mathot, Savret, Dennis, Larman, Thompson, Fritchie, Shrimp, Prust, Perry, Hunter, Boland. Kel. Bully. I'd say, yeah, Foreman. Foreman was the rookie getting beat up, so, you know, you can't even really fucking count him. Break that down even more, man. I'd say it'd be me, Fritchie, Shrimpy, Hunter, Perry, on forward, Boland, Prust. These guys, they're fucking suck, man. Their fucking teams suck. They were pulling the team apart. You know, that's why the counterbalance, I'm pulling the team together while people are pulling the team apart, so it balances. And then Civvy, fucking thank God for Civvy. I mean, Civvy's not there, nothing happens. Civvy's not the captain, yeah, we never win. So that's like the management's like way of fucking making sure that they don't do the political thing. You know, that's management fucking sacrificing and making sure they do the right thing there by giving Civvy the C. But then on the back end, they shit all over Civvy. And then now, great. Now that's part of my rise. It's like me and Civvy are rising together. So my rise is the public one, and Civvy's behind the curtain help me. So like everyone knows. Like, I mean, everyone doesn't know that, but like me and Civvy know that. Like, if I didn't have Civvy fucking talk, if I wasn't talking to Civvy, you know, since the beginning, like 2 years ago when I started this, like I couldn't even like be where I'm at, right? Because like Civvy is my link to like my memory of like, oh. See, I like broke away, time capsule, don't talk to anybody. Like, entering back in, like I need some type of point of reference memory that like is behind the curtain that helps me like process. So yeah, I gotta talk to him today. So like here we are, Kelly. You know, in our time capsule. Like I can't see, I'm talking right now, I can't even perceive any type of potentiality of now time space when you might or might not watch this, or like where we might be in our kind of connection, relationship. Like, I'm building this for like fucking lover intimacy. I'm telling you, like, and like we already have the friendship. The friendship was like there already. Like we're already like, you know, you're like I want you there because you're a friend. Like you're not gonna fuck me, you know, over. Like and stabbed me in the back. Like, so that's why I feel like, you know, you didn't fucking, you know, flirt with my friends, and you weren't like, you know, I'm sure they tried to get in there. Like, it's just natural. You know, and like, maybe you did fuck them. Like, that would be fucking devastating. You know, but like, I left no other perspective for you. You see me making out with a girl, it's just natural for you to now fucking do that as a natural thing to kind of balance the karma of thinking that you're getting back. You know, you go do that with one of my friends, though, that's different. Like, I'm not making out with any of your friends. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's fucking totally different. Like, this is some random person now. And that's why, like, yeah, you go and have sex with, like, a husband or whatever. Like, I mean, like, how could I ever, it's like my own self. Like, I'm not jealous of my woman, technically. Technically, I would share my woman. You know what I mean? With those guys. Like, that's what's funny, because I fit in, and I was doing this and hanging out, laughing, you know, whatever, enjoy the stories, supporting their stories, being wingman for them for their stories, you know, and sacrificing me. That's just like, it's not really the one I want to lay down with. And then, like, that's why it's even part of that situation. You know? So I'm not interested in sharing my woman. So then I get into this whole vibe of, like, meeting women where I think I need to be having threesomes, like, all the time. Like, oh, I want to share her, like, and then I'm like, it's just not going well. Like, and then I realize it's the trauma of the maternal orgasm, of the being fucked in the womb. So I'm learning about all that shit. And I asked my mom about what might have been going on back then. Oh, like clockwork, 2 times a week, having sex. I'm like, oh my God. Oh shit. Like, now I know where all my memory reflections are coming from. You know, I was replaying them on the ice, like, fucking over and over again. Like, think about all that compounded energy. So then I'm in the fucking forest here in London, like, literally, like this is how we teleport. In my little hiding in the Beau's shack. Being able to express these thoughts now that I couldn't express back then. And you are just liquidly, just like drinking me up right now, just friggin' drinking my energy up. You know, I'm like healing your now time space with this time capsule, because you're able to take your time with the videos. Like, if like a part of, like, the video you really like, you're like, oh, he looks fucking sexy there, or oh, you know, I like what he looks there. You go back, play it again. You're like, it's at your fingertips. Like, I'm fucking available to you. And then, like, now, like, you know, we bring in the now time space, FaceTime, like, real camera to camera live, like, talking to each other. You know, like, we'll blow our circuitry if I just called you right now, right? Like, you don't know I'm in your awareness. You think I left. Or you sent that message and you think I'm respecting your wishes all this long, and you're upset because you wanted me to chase you. You know, so it's either or. Just like that day, like, you're kissing someone else. Oh, what the fuck? You lied about it. Oh, what the fuck? Now storming off. You're mad about it. Like, you want me to chase you, right? You're the fuck. You know, the sperm looking for the egg. Like, you're acting out the sperm. You're like, where's the egg? You're looking for consciousness. You know, and I'm like, remember, I got to the egg. I became the egg. Now I am the egg. Like, that's why that fucking girl's like, sperm. Fucking, oh, where's the egg? Oh, he's the egg. Oh, I want to get in there. So now, okay, I give her the egg, but then, like, the other sperm, like, not the other, like, you know, like, you want to get in there. Like, you want to get in there. Like, you want to get in and kiss me. You're upset that she's the one kissing you because that sperm made it. Because you've been thinking for weeks trying to get there. You finally get to the place, Jack's, you know, the water hole. And now
someone else is bringing it to your face. Like someone else is bringing it in your screen. It's like your sister putting the placenta in front of the face. Like, oh, it's look. And then you're seeing the faces there. Now you look for your own egg. You're like, oh, someone else got there. It's just natural for you to be like, what are you doing? Now you're worried about the image. You're not worried about how you feel about me. You're worried about the image of how we look when we kiss. So as if we're being filmed when we kiss. Like, that's what we're worried about. We're not worried about what's going on between us if we're alone in the world, like, and there's no people, and we met. Like, and like, what if there's, you know what I mean? I don't know if that compares, but like, and then we almost start a brand new, like, so boom, that's the baby. So if the baby's coming out with the championship, boom, we're gonna cycle, and now Mika's getting back. We're now going off on a new, it's just like the vortex is continuing to move. So like we already know we want to be together. Like, it's not like I'm paying for my trip to Cancun, right? Like, it's not like I'm paying my own money to go on a trip for Cancun with a bunch of the guys. Like, the team's taking us. And then we just never even, you go, I go. I'm looking for you. You go that way, I go this way. I'm looking for you. Right? Like, I'm now the sperm now looking. Before, I was the egg. Now she infested me. Like, now she fucking did, like, whatever. Now I'm not the egg anymore, because like I got taken over. Because what I really wanted the whole time, what mattered to me, is the image of you and me together outside. Because the private was fucking great. Private was no problem. Private, I knew, was forever. The private, I knew, I was like, I'm marrying this girl. Like, I already know I'm marrying you. Right? Like, I already know I'll never get on my knee for anyone else. Like, I already know that. Right? But like, how do I fucking bring that out? Like, I'm thinking like, oh my God, it's just like first love. But I remember, I have fucking pickings all around me, like, all the time for like a while. Like, even like, you know what I mean? Like, but I'm not feeling that way about anybody else. Like, and then like even after that, I have pickings all around me. I'm like, man, like, nobody feels like me feel like Kelly makes me feel. Like, I don't get it. Like, and I had extensive time with you, like, sitting down, like, with games. So then we're like now the sperm competing, because that person is the egg now. Like, that person is like an invisible person that we need to heal. It's like technically like my brother. It's like the older person. It's like the one that gets drunk and wants to be on center stage. It doesn't know how to know that they are center stage. So then we break apart, and now we look for our center stage again. We're looking for our center stage because we lost in each other because of that whole event. Like, we can't get over the event ourselves. Forget about our friends. Like, it's us. Because I can't get over it because I fucking did it to you. Because I did it. Like, that's what I did. That's what I was not supposed to do. You asked me specifically, and I was like 100%. Like, I'm not even really looking to go out and make with girls, but I understand, like, yes, like, if it's happening and I'm doing it to be a wingman or whatever, it's not like, oh, in the open. And I'm not taking girls down alleys or taking them home. Like, I ain't even thinking about that. I just, like, staying patient with you. Like, we just had a night alone, and then, like, I'm in a hotel for fucking, like, 2 weeks. You know what I mean? So, like, this is what's so fucked up, because then I missed that practice after we had a night alone. So, like, I'm, like, just, all I'm doing since that night is just replay. Boom, replay. Like, it's technically all we do, like, technically it's, like, fucking all we do. Like, all we do is replay birth the first 5 years. We just replay the first 5 years. So that's why, like, me, like, I'm, like, now, like, I'm moving into this where I'm getting to you. Like, I'm fucking getting in there, like, just mentally, like, because you got
these kids, and if intuition's true, like you're fucking like thinking I'm a lost lover. Just even if like I'm not in the area, if I'm in the area living, like, you know, we're meeting up, like, you know, back then, like, you know, I'm just not living there anymore. Like that event happened, I just kind of like didn't live there anymore. Like if that event never happens, like, you know, we stayed like literally like flawless until like an event happens, like technically. Because it would have had to been like some type of public event for anything. Because now like everyone's kind of chitter chatting. Oh, well, what's going on with them, right? That's what you're afraid of. That's what so we build up all that fear for weeks of you worrying that I'm doing something, and then like it comes here to the home plate, and then it blows up like a script. Like you couldn't even write it that way. Like I mean I couldn't even sit down now and write a script and it'd be that fucking on point. Wow. I suppose, well, you'll have at your fingertips, you know, now is what you didn't have back then is me, like all the time you need with me at your fingertips. Like even with this time capsule, watching it at your own pace, feeling like it's giving you a chance now to really feel like what it might be like to be next to me. Because if we're intimate partners, we're in bed, fucking just taking over the world, right? Like we're in bed just like talking and brainstorming and just supporting our thoughts and like laughing about things that are going on and like giggling. Like this is what lovers do. This is the replay of the womb. Like I'm looking for that. So I do it with my dog, like, and like it's taken a while to get my dog to cuddle with me on my bed. Like it was a trauma for a while. You know, but she doesn't have like she is like pumping breath the whole time, like, and she can't be guided, like to control her breath. So then there's an element there where like my thoughts are like wanting to entrain with the human, and then like I'm with my dog all the time. So then I'm like, oh, but like I'm still in, like, remember I'm a replaying. So regardless, I'm replaying the event with you. Like the event isn't like something that is not gonna happen again. Okay, the event happened, and now it's recreating every other event that is happening. It's not like, oh, something like that won't happen again. Like that language is the sickness of our society and how it runs. Is that whole like mentality of thought. Every event that happens is compiling every event after it to reflect what happened earlier. And it comes in waves and cycles and spirals. So that's why women are like layers, like the vagina is just naturally this way. That's why our consciousness, we're naturally, like I'm naturally wanting
to find, my Kelly, my consciousness, you know. I don't know your names, Kelly, when I see you, but I know it's you, right? I see you at a distance that's far. That's like, probably, at least 50 feet. So our energy bodies aren't together. Our energy bodies aren't like next to each other, like within the 6 feet field. That's why in COVID they do the 6 feet field thing. Like there's a fucking serious reason for that. That I knew before they started it when I was like, whoa, what the fuck's going on here? Because it deals with computers and the logarithms of how they see you on the screens. So they see you on the screens, they see the pixel moving around. Well, if a bunch of people are next to each other, they can't like associate. So they put you apart. Now when you're moving around on the screen, oh, they know they have clear identification. Like, so now like they can now fire fucking waves through the biofield between you, and then now that person's like more controllable. So they have all the fucking cameras set up now. Now they put up the other fucking networks of the 5G. Now the 5G is like, and like now that person, they can monitor that person easier. That's what's happening. So then, I see you far away, boom, I'm already, like the distance is the trick, right? So everything's firing in the bar, everything's firing every moment, everything's firing, keeps coming out, pouring out, pouring out. It's not a linear timeline. You're in a bar and you're moving on a line. We're in these little vortexes, we're in these little pods and black holes, and we're pouring out, pouring out. So then boom, I see you distance-wise, right? Like everyone's pouring out, like boom, everything else like drowns out. You're the only one in the room. You're the only one that matters. Like I see like my whole life flash before my eyes. Because I'm in London. I'm staying in London. This is my reason I'm staying in London. I'm winning. I'm taking my story back into the room, and I'm telling my story that, no, I'm not telling stories. That's, you know what I mean? Like, that's what's happening there with my thinking when I first see you. I kind of, I noticed you're with a girl, but I don't notice that you're sisters, seriously. I didn't notice till you got up close, because I had to, like, and then you were the one that came right next to me. So here we are, and you had the red silk shirt on. Like, so like this is all imprinted in my memory. And you had the curly blonde hair that night. So like, I see you far away, I already know. The distance of the walking around and then coming now into the field is like the runway of like now you coming, the moon. Right? Because it's like an eclipse. An eclipse happened that night. Like, now the eclipse is here. You're now next to you. Like that event itself of like the next like 3 months was the eclipse. Like it's just the movement of me and your bodies around. And then like us interacting, like we're creating the glitch. Because we created an eclipse in a way. I could label it as. So then, because I'm the one who knows what I'm doing, like, right? I'm the player out there. I'm the young guy. I'm the bridge between the kid and the adult. You're the bridge between the kid and the adult. Like on the woman's side of the city. We're all walking around. We think we're individual people, but really we're a collection of our environment, kind of like reacting to itself. So here we are. Now we're already on the throne, first night. Now we have to handle it. That's kind of where we're at right away. Because your friends are like, oh, you met the night. Your friends want it to work out, right? They want it to. Because, like, it's the city rep. But the city rep is that the nights are what they are. So there's all this, like, dredging of, like, oh, this, that, and the other thing. And I'm part of, like, the orgy, like I'm part of the it's an orgy club, That's what it is. So the popular players are having orgies because it's an unconscious buried memory of them getting fucked by their parents. It's just like how it hands it down. And they're the best ones at it, so that's why they're the best ones with the stick. So then here we are. And my parents are doing the best they can, and that's why I'm like glitching through. Like we created the eclipse, like our event of meeting each other. Because I'm going in the room telling the story, and like they're expecting me to tell some stories, and I'm like, nope, no stories, boys, no stories on this one. You know, I'm like right away. I'm like, talk to Fritchie. He could tell us stories about about the sister. You know, so like I kind of like once that came into play, I'm like, oh my god, thank you. I was like, now that karma can play out, and I don't have to be involved with that. I'm with my section of my woman, right? The non-sharing, right? Like now I can test my environment of like now, hey, I'm with the twin. Like what are you thinking about? I don't care. You can think about whatever you want. I'm here to be. Like I give freedom to thought. So like you have freedom of thought of like thinking about me because I respect your wishes, which is really like a fucking energy around you, which is your city again, your environment, keeping you there, like trying to keep your light there. It's like that's fine, You can keep you can keep her light there, no problem. Like if that's what the environment wants, I can't perceive it because my environment is America. My environment's everywhere. I don't see London as this crown jewel fucking like a language trick yet until like I can learn about the UK. So then here we are, lovers again in now time space, where we always have been. So now your energy body's next to mine. We immediately are starting like an eclipse, so that's the glitch. Like the fact that everything played out the way it did in my career for the end of my OHL career with you by my side, like literally you're by my side, like I'm fucking looking at those pics with us in the cup, like I'm fucking crying, like technically the Memorial Cup was I sacrificed my own girlfriend, and the OHL Cup was ours. That's how it works. So when we won the OHL Cup, like that was me and your like intimate, private initiation moment where our environment stepped away for us, and they let us have the championship. Remember, time don't exist, so like only perception does. If that event happened and we only have perception of that, like that's creating and creating and creating. If we had fucking like 10 times sex, well, what time are we going to have sex about? Like what time are you thinking about what time we have sex? So then remember, this is like an unconscious sex culture alchemy fucking black magic shit going on. Like all over the world, with all sports. And hockey is just one of the pinnacles because it's like the stick in the ice. It's so close to the womb. So there we are. I see my like I'm conditioned to find a girl that I want to marry, right? Like it's conditioning of the environment anyway. But like I don't understand marriage and what marriage means on paper until long after. Like it's just a word on paper means nothing. I could fucking just marry you now. You know what I mean? Like I could marry you by writing something on paper. Like technically they want you to get married because then you're using the system. Okay? You're using the system by having a marriage license. Now you're stuck. You can't speak for yourself because you're too stupid to know what the words on the marriage license say because it's the grammar. It's the grammar on the paper. So that the contract itself, so you're sitting there in your marriage thinking you can't get out of it because you got to go through all this stuff, but really the fucking paper doesn't mean anything. So like, you think you need to stay with someone because of this paper contract, it's too hard, money, this, and that, and the other thing, when you should have an account just available to you anyway because of the assets and resources been stolen from us. And then, like, you can't fucking live out your thought of like seeing me if you wanted to, no matter where I am. So that they get us to lock us down in these little fucking compartments, and then we can't express ourselves, and then they turn all this online language in. Well, now we can't travel. It's all by design. So I'm here like a warrior fucking knight gangsta Oscar man, with my lightning bolt in my hand, which I'm handing over to my lady, you, back in time. Because remember, I'm technically I don't even know who you are today. Like I don't even know. I just see pictures of like what you look like today. Like I don't know like how you act and stuff, but like knowing the research I've been into, like it's just gonna be a replay. So unless you've been doing the work to clear the replay, it's just gonna replay. And if you clear the work to replay, well then you'll be like me where you're like, oh, you want to chant, you want to fucking make love, like, you know. So like this Jack's event and everything that's happened in between it is kind of just like a fucking stronger point to connect with, because now we have all this time to discuss who we are. And now like we're in our bodies. Like I'm now immediately healed of my gambling addiction. Like immediately I'm healed of my gambling addiction because I don't want to go to zero. Right? Because like zero is no money. Now I have something to save money for. I have somewhere to travel to. I have actual physical location and physical metaverse space. Like I'm here in this house, not needing to go anywhere and travel in real time space, because all that matters is the tech space. So I don't fucking need money. My parents support me. They're gonna keep supporting me. Like I tried to get them to not support me, and they won't even do it. So like I'm stuck because like I'm working for free because I have nowhere to go anyway. So now, boom, Kelly's in London. What? Kelly might be in trouble. What? Kelly never said goodbye. What? Kelly is the love of my life, and was remanifesting her. What? Okay, gambling goes away. I build that floor. My poker career begins because I now don't, at night when I sleep, I'm not opening it up to my nightmare, which is I can't find my placenta, which is the fucking, what they cut me here was the fucking, so now the slit is you. Now our body presence fucking, now pump, 7 years, I don't have a scar. If I was just around you for 7 years, the scar would just now go away. Right? Because like, we've already done the test. We've already spent 15, 16 years not with each other, you know? So we would have been with someone else. And I'm not doing the replay memory recollection. I don't have a kid. I'm not with I have the dog. I have the dog, right? I have the constant now time presence with me that doesn't even see future past. That's what I have with me. So I'm the one in the time capsule this whole time. My dog is the fucking time capsule with me. She's holding the space of the time capsule. So like, if you enter my space with me with my dog, then like if you meet my dog or something, you know, then you're like fucking entraining into your own fucking thought pattern, because my dog probably spawned from me and yours connection of thought, of like, you know, we're mustering thought for so long in the ethers. Like that life is going to spawn some type of creation. Boom, it's my dog. Right around the time when you break it off, my dog is born in the fucking wilderness of Tennessee. You know. So then, you know, I don't meet her till a year later after she's, you know, in the SPCA being abused. Now I get her because I'm like, oh, I'm done with hockey, right? I need my dog. Now I need my home presence. Like I immediately fucking get her in my arms. Like you already said goodbye to me, so now I'm looking for the dog, right? Because like I had a dog growing up, and now I look for the female dog. So like boom, now that energy's picked up. She's a memory bank for those thoughts. That's why sometimes I have trauma with her. I want to run away. I'm running away from you because I can't look at you, looking at me, kissing another girl on the phone, who is a demon. You know, demon tongue. Trying to fucking invade and like take over the vessel. And she did exactly that. She took over my vessel. You know? And like, you know, I had no shield for myself because I didn't know how to create my own shield. So I had to go through 15 years of creating my own shield. Now I have a fucking shield. Like literally nobody can fucking touch me, yo. Like nobody can fucking touch me. Like fucking 5 cops tried to touch me, and I laughed at their faces. You know what I mean? Like, seriously, I was surprised. I was more surprised than them of how I was like, what? It's like I'm friggin' you guys. I'm taking you guys to fucking jail. That's what I'm saying. Like, you know. So there I am. I'm the fucking guy who friggin' holds the fucking cops in check. I'm the guy that holds the fucking back network gangsters in check. You know. I open up a fucking new place in London. Like, you know. I welcome all gangs, Hells Angels, all those fucking big businessmen, front end businessmen, friggin' punks, like whatever. They all are gonna come to my table. Everyone's gonna come together. Every fucking dark alley fucking group is gonna come to the fucking Trewth Temple in London and sit down at the fucking table. Because if I have the public square and I open it and I'm running it and it's my resource and I have no help, no allegiance to it, the public, like I'm using their own game against them because that's how they control us. They open the water holes, they control like the energy of what's happening in there. So I was being somewhat controlled by the unconscious of the city's thoughts. By even thinking that I needed to fucking kiss the girl. Because I'm trying to like improve the image of the night, right? So like this girl's like, yay, out of towner, nights are so cool. She gets to go around. Now she's looking at the night. Now my teammates have a better chance because she's putting the energy out that nights are like fun. And that, you know, and now I kiss, like, because think about it. She's trying to fucking suck my face right there in the middle of the bar. Well, I'm not going to give her center stage. Like, right? I'm not going to give her the in-person center stage. Right? That's my girlfriend. So I take her into a corner. Well, that's where the camera is, right? That's where they put up the cameras. They put up the cameras in the corner, and the cameras film center stage. So the cameras in this case is the the friend that has been looking at you his whole life. Right? That's his heart. Boom. He first thought. Boom. Hand. Camera. Boom. He's catching me. He's catching consciousness. I only got 2% of my battery, so I'm going to make sure this gets saved.